Hey guys,
You can't laugh, dude.
your face. What am I supposed to do? Okay, for those of you that are listening on the podcast side, Chris looks really stupid. He's pretending to be like okay in the head, but he's not. He's
I'm
very tired
stoic.
right now.
Stars lose 5-2. Back to back. We don't do good at those. And the Canucks connect us.
And Chris actually found out what a Canuck is. Actually,
I knew what a Canuck was. Dad didn't know
you
what a Canuck was.
didn't. Y'all,
It's a
all y'all
derogatory term for Canadians.
It is not a derogatory term anymore.
You say like you say it type of way.
It's not. It's not a derogatory term.
Filthy Canuck.
Hmm?
Filthy Canuck.
It's not a filthy Canuck.
Boom,
I can't believe some of y'all
derogatory.
actually thought that it was like a.
Dad thought
Like
it
a
was a
whale.
whale. Dad thought it was the logo, but he's wrong.
No, it's just stupid. Okay. Anyways, welcome to Starcast Circle Marks. We're like a minute in. We haven't even introduced ourselves. Along with Christian, my name is Ryan. We are the official Dallas Stars podcast of THPN. Thank you to our sponsor, DraftKings Sportsbook, for sponsoring us, this episode, and all of THPN. Like Chris said, the Stars do lose by a final score of 5-2 tonight to the Vancouver Canucks. Honestly, Chris, in all reality, I'm not mad tonight. It was the third game in 4 nights. They had their third string goaltender in net tonight. I mean, what are your initial thoughts coming out of this game tonight?
Rough go. We kept ourselves in it a little bit there. Gave yourself a chance in the third period. That's a good thing. Really, it just boils down to you can't give up 2 goals in the first 5 minutes on the second night of a back-to-back. You can't do that and win the game. So,
the biggest thing I do want to talk about though is I want to get into how Matt Murray did tonight, because there's going to be a lot of divisiveness, I think, on this topic.
I think we're going to be divisive in this podcast as well.
Okay, so how do you think he did there?
Not great. He had several big saves. He had a couple big saves.
But when did he have them?
He had them when the game was over.
I mean, at 3-2, 4-2, he had some big saves. So I guess it was kind of over, but not really.
But any way you slice it, less than 20 shots, 5 goals were scored. Not great.
But I'm going to kind of push you a little bit on that in what Bogorod was saying, because he was kind of saying that...
It's pronounced Bogorod, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly how it's pronounced. The amount of shots did not show the quality of the shots that Vancouver had tonight. They had a lot of...
True.
I really hate you right now. I'm trying to be serious, and you're just going...
I'm being very serious.
Oh, my goodness. The amount of quality chances that Vancouver had tonight was not indicative of how many shots they had. And I don't think you could actually say that.
That is true. They probably had just as many scoring chances as they had shots, if not more.
But I mean, let's go through all 5 goals real quick. So the first goal, I can't even say his name, Di Giuseppe. He scored from a JT Miller pass, and it was a good pass and a good shot. But a lot of people were blaming him for that first power play goal that Vancouver had. And when it went up 2-0, it was 2 cross zone passes. I mean, what is he supposed to do? Ottinger wouldn't have made that save.
He could have. He bit very hard on the pass, but I mean,
but that's on
rookie goalie. Yeah, it went cross. Goalie. It went between the box 2 times. It was bad penalty killing.
Yes,
for sure.
Like that should have never happened. And then the other thing is that you're kind of hanging out your rookie goaltender to dry, and I mean, I kind of expected a better defensive effort from the Stars tonight, especially considering like Marchment was out. He wasn't in the game tonight, and Glendening was in, and you've got your third string goaltender in the net tonight. So I expected a better effort out of the Stars. And while I agree with you in that Murray was not fantastic, I don't think you can look at this game and say this game is 100% on him.
Agreed. I think we're on the same page then. I don't think Murray was great, but the Stars definitely weren't great either.
I thought he was better than a lot of people are complaining about on Twitter.
Absolutely agree with that. Twitter is very one-sided. And you look at the shots and the goals, and it's easy to draw that conclusion. But I still don't think he was great. I think he's still obviously a minor league goalie. But you have to do that. We've seen Ottinger. He's had 50 starts this season already. I said I was with Zach when the game started. I said to Zach, even if they score 10 goals, we got to leave Matt Murray in there because Ottinger needs a break.
Right.
And I think in the long term, this is going to help the Stars. So short term, not great. Long term, Ottinger will be better, I feel. So I think it was important that Murray played the entirety of this game no matter what happened. And we still had a chance at the third period. So I don't hate it overall. Obviously, it sucks to feel like you kind of gave up a game because you have to play your third, maybe fourth string goalie. But it is what it is. Not going to hate it. Like you said, 4 points in a 3 games and 4 night set. We'll be okay with that.
Yeah, it just sucks that the one loss is against the team that we probably should beat, right? Yeah. Like Seattle, I could see us losing one of those 2 games, and instead we won both. The first one was very back and forth, great game against Seattle. The second one we dominated Seattle and played way better. And then this game tonight, we just didn't. I mean, we could have won this game, we just didn't. It was just not enough in the tank. We had like a quarter tank, and we needed like 3/8.
And you could tell the guys were slower and more tired, obviously, and we didn't get any bounces either. So to just kind of overcome what we had going in third string goalie, no more gas. You need a bounce, didn't get a bounce. Need a call, didn't get a call. All that culminates into a sad loss.
I want to talk about the other 3 goals too, because especially again the third one was just a really good tip.
I'll argue a little bit on that one. He's trying to fling the blocker at it. I say chest that up, and you have a better chance at getting the deflection. I'll is not saying it's Murray's fault 100%. I think you can play it better though.
I think you could probably play it better, but I still thought that I didn't blame that on him.
No, I won't say that's 100% his fault. He didn't have any soft goals, I would say, but there's stuff he could have done better, I feel.
Well, but there were so many people. I mean, it wasn't just, I say Twitter. Twitter is so toxic, but I mean, Twitter, Facebook. I love Twitter. Of course you do. Does that make you toxic?
Yeah, I am toxic. I'll agree with that
as
statement.
Toxic
Ryan,
as
good
Britney
point.
Spears. As toxic as Britney Spears. But anyway, there were people complaining about it on Facebook too, and I'm like, and this was after the third goal. It's like, dude. Well, maybe he gets the first one, but 2 of the 3 goals are not really his fault.
You look at the stats though, and he had a terrible night. So that's why people are saying that.
But you can't look just at the stats. Then that tells me people are not watching the game enough. Then.
And Murray is just already a third string goalie, so you already have preconceived notion that he's not good enough to be here, and then he goes out and doesn't have a great start. You're gonna go to the worst case scenario and say that he sucks.
I just think that the Stars fans are just too hard on him, and I mean, you also have to look at all the circumstances surrounding this. Stars are what? 7-1-1 in their last 9, 8-1-2 in their last 11. They're now missing Sagan and Marchment. You have your third string goalie, and you're playing against Vancouver, third game of fortnight, and this is also the back-to-back when you had to travel the night before. And I know that Vancouver and Seattle are very close together, like geographically, but it's still travel. So I think they're being too hard, and I think the Stars deserve some leeway considering how they've played this month so far.
I think most people are leaning that way too. They're saying, well, that sucked, but we kind of expected it. So yeah. I think a lot of people are leaning that way. So we're a united front tonight on the Starcast remarks. We're in agreement.
And you thought we weren't going to.
Yeah, I thought
look at us.
Look at us. Look at that.
We're sitting in a circle.
Not me.
Kumbaya. Even the last goal, that Miller was in the slot, and there was 2 guys. Okay, he was in the high slot. There were 2 guys in front, and nobody decided to take JT Miller. Like just left him. There were 3 guys watching the puck carrier in the corner, right? Yeah. So I was just kind of like that. Oh, speaking of which, we got to give some crap to Suter on the first goal. Did you watch the first goal?
Actually, no.
Well, you missed that because now this is where I will agree with Twitter on. Okay, Twitter was absolutely aghast at the way Ryan Suter played that, and Ryan Suter again early in the first period, you have your backup goalie in, and they allow a great opportunity for Vancouver on the back door. And again, we've said this: Vancouver is not a good team, but they can score goals. They can score goals. The problem is their defense, and they haven't been getting like enough consistent goaltending. Part of it has been Demko's been hurt, but you can't allow that kind of pass.
Yeah, especially not in the first 5 minutes of the second night of the back-to-back, which is what I led the show off with. If you're on the second night of the back-to-back, you got to survive the first period, win the game the second period, and then hold on in the third. They didn't do that. They chased the whole time. It's a recipe for failure.
So, other things we can talk about.
Glendenning's back.
Yes, I thought that was actually going to be one of my things, but Glendening actually I thought played pretty well tonight.
Yeah, it looked like he was out rusty for 2 weeks.
Yes, he was rusty. He was very rusty. But the thing that I did like about the Stars is I thought, especially after the second goal that Vancouver scored, they got better through the first and then through the second, and then they just ran out of gas in the third.
Yep, agreed. There was pushback. It was good fight in the game, especially for the circumstances.
Right. So that was one thing that I did want to mention.
And you mentioned it. Boom.
Yeah, I did.
Podcast.
A lot of people are, maybe it's just me actually. I want to talk about Miro for a second because Miro had a very good offensive game tonight, right?
Had to.
When it was 3-2, and the Stars had a chance to maybe tie the game early in the third period, there was one opportunity where he got caught deep in the zone. He came back and he was able to make the defensive play. Saved a goal, basically. And then he literally does it again. He's deep in the zone again, and then Vancouver scores on the second one. So as good as he was offensively tonight, I don't want to say he was bad, but because he wasn't bad, but because of that mistake that he made when he went deep into the zone, especially after the first time when he saw that it led to a odd man rush for Vancouver, he got caught again the second time, and that's what led to the fourth goal for Vancouver. So honestly, that was probably the nail in the coffin for the Stars having a chance to get back in this game.
Strong pushback. I'm not going to call that a mistake. I'm going to call that a calculated risk by Miro Heiskanen. We're down by a goal. Everyone's playing like crap. The only guy who can still skate is Miro Heiskanen. Miro Heiskanen is saying, all right, I might give up a goal by doing this, but I also might score a goal. So calculated risk say I go for the goal. I don't think that's a mistake. I think he definitely saw what happened last time. He was like, well, they didn't score. I'm going to try again. I don't think that's a mistake.
And that's fair.
I think he's trying to make something happen because he's one of the best players on the team. And in a game like this, someone has to put the team on the back and drag him to the finish line. And he was trying to do that. And I think that is 100% fine. I'm happy with that, especially the way he's played offensively the past 8 games. He's quietly had, 14 points in the last 8?
14 points in the last 8. He's got 3 goals and
a bunch of assists.
I guess that's 11. That's 11 assists.
So, yeah, he's been very good. I have no problem with him doing that. Honestly, I'd like him to do it more, especially when we're down by 2 goals. Well, we were down by 1 at the point, but, nothing was going our way.
At that point, nothing was going our way. So, the other 2 players we got to mention tonight are Johnston and Ben. And
they're good. They are good.
That third line, or the 2B line, however, I guess there are third second line. No, there are second line now with Sagan and, I would argue, with Sagan
still
and
think
Marchand
they're minutes-wise, playing time-wise, they're still the third line.
That would be interesting to look at.
Let's look it up. Pause.
But, I mean, we needed them to be really good tonight, and they were.
They were.
I think they were our best line tonight, even better than the top line. The top line had some decent shifts. They just didn't have the kind of scoring chances that the second line did.
They did have the second line minutes tonight. You were right, Ryan. Good job.
Okay. So, thank you. You're really tired, aren't you?
I'm tired, man. I don't like West Coast games.
You're acting really weird. But anyways, I just thought that they gave us what we needed. It just wasn't enough tonight from the first line. And things are getting real as Chris takes off his jacket. That's getting real.
I'm hot.
You wish. Dad joke for the win. Yeah.
I was trying to see how long we can stay silent. Okay. But yeah, they were good. Jamie Ben, the shot that Jamie Ben took, I mean, we always ask for that. He's been doing it a lot this season. Oh my goodness. It came out so quick, so snappy. Demko didn't stand a chance. Jamie Ben is amazing.
Well, and
biggest winner, Jamie Ben. Boom.
And that was like the absolute perfect shot. It was over the pad, under the blocker. That's the kind of shot you always want to take.
It's a goal scorer
and
shot.
he's now 2 goals away from
1 goal away.
he's one. I thought he
One.
was 2.
1 goal.
He's 1 goal away from 30. That's
Heard it
insane.
here first.
That is crazy. And again, he's mostly been playing. He has been playing reduced minutes all year
With the rookie center.
with a rookie center. Well, it's not any rookie center.
Sure.
Okay, and then all right, perfect segue to Johnston. Should Johnston get some Calder Trophy buzz?
He should be nominated. He should be number 3.
Who should be number? Well, we know who number 1 will be, but who do you think will be number 2?
I can't remember the dude's name.
What team?
It's midnight. There's another dude who scores a lot of goals. Who's like right next to Johnston, offensive wise. So there.
We'll have to look. We'll look it up later.
There's someone in my brain, but it's not coming out.
But he should get some Calder Trophy buzz.
He should get some talk, but he's not going to because we're in Dallas.
We're in Dallas. He's playing with Jamie Benn, but it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense though because the Dallas Stars are playing so well, and they're one of the top teams in the Western Conference. And I mean, he's a big part of that. I mean, he has 18 goals this year.
Mm-hmm.
18 goals. And he's not getting... I mean, I haven't heard anybody talk about his name in national media. And I guess the only way to get kind of some national media attention is to be Jason Robertson and be absolutely ridiculous. Just literally come out of nowhere.
Yep.
In some ways, he hasn't really come out of nowhere. But still, it's frustrating. Really frustrating to not allow Johnston to get the kind of stuff that he deserves. So, okay, let's do our biggest winner, biggest loser. You kind of already
Jamie
jumped the gun.
Benn, biggest winner. He's so good. I like him. He shoots pucks.
Biggest loser?
Biggest loser. I hate to do it to him. Matt Murray.
Oh, that's
even after I defended, I'm still doing it. He saved 13 bucks, 14.
I don't know how many it was.
Not good.
I think it was a 15.
Numbers wise, at least, not good. I test wise, it was.
But it's not like he let it. I mean, he had a couple of, like we mentioned, the good saves in the third period,
and he didn't let up any softies. So,
yeah. And for me, I'll give it to Johnston because we just mentioned him, and he's not getting enough Calder Trophy stuff. But for biggest loser, I think it's just energy. I mean, that's we could have won this game and we had less than half a tank
or lack thereof.
Whatever, you know what I mean. Okay, this one is going to be cut short, and because it's late.
It's so short, only 20 minutes. Dang.
It's going to be really short here tonight.
These poor content starved, sarcastic remarkiacs.
Yeah, remarkiacs. Is that what we're calling them now?
Sarcastic remarkiacs, because our sarcastic remarks is one. Is it one word?
No, it's not.
Tough. I need a branding list.
Chris, get out of here. Just go. Anyways, guys, thank y'all for tuning in with us. This is going to be the last episode that we do in person. We didn't mention that James is not here, but he's at work. So he's stuck doing that stuff. But we appreciate you guys following along with us as always. For those of you that are listening afterwards, thank you all for following along with us as well. Along with Chris, my name is Ryan. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. And we hope you guys have a good, fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you guys are listening. And we'll be back with you guys again on Thursday. Right, Chris?
Yes.
Sure, we'll just go with Thursday. See you guys later.
Edmonton.